Welcome to the Calcutta Races Spring Meeting, first day, Thursday, 7th February 2019, race preview. The first race of the afternoon is the Ram Kripal Handicap over 1100 meters, a Class 5 affair. Firstly, we are looking at 4 runners here. Number 1, Shania's Pet, who was racing in 4th spot as the horses turned for home, made some progress, finished on 3rd. In race number 98, we had number 8, Dream Express, who was in 11th spot, made some progress, finished on 6th. In the same race, we had number 9, Marigold, who was 3rd as the horses turned for home, weakened to finish 7th. And number 13, Dark Angel, was in 6th spot, made some progress, finished on 4th. The winner here was Mustang, who won that race by about 2 3/4 lengths. Nextly, we are looking at race number 117, where we had number 2, Casablanca, who was racing in 2nd spot as the horses entered the last 250 meters. However, Casablanca dropped back rapidly. The jockey reported a loss of whip, and Casablanca finished on 13th of 14 runners. The winner here was Mustang, who won that race in taking style. Next up, we are looking at race number 108, where we had number 3, Ayana, who was racing in 6th spot as the horses turned for home, and weakened to finish on 7th. In the same race, we had number 5, Happy Returns, who was racing in 7th spot as the horses turned for home, weakened very rapidly and finished on 12th of 13 runners. The winner here was Jezebel. Next up, we are looking at race number 99, where we had 3 runners. Number 4, Global Glamour, who was in 4th spot as the horses turned for home, weakened to finish on 8th. In the same race, we had number 10, Gizbar, who was in 10th spot as the horses turned for home and finished on 9th. In the same race, we had number 14, Lucky Streak, who was 5th as the horses turned for home, finished on 7th. The winner here was Major Colors. Next up, we are looking at number 6, Archibald, in race number 114, where Archibald was leading the pack all the way. However, in the last 200 meters, weakened and had to settle for 4th spot. In the same race, we had number 12, Zara Go Zara, who was 7th as the horses turned for home, weakened to finish on 10th. The winner here was Mustang, who won that race by about 3 1/4 lengths. Nextly, we are looking at number 11, Spanky, in race number 47. Spanky was racing in 13th spot as the horses turned for home, finished on 12th, and the winner here was the 6th Seal, who won that race in taking style. We move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Ram Kripal Handicap over 1200 meters, a Class 4 affair. Firstly, we are looking at number 1, Uncrowned King, in race number 83, where Uncrowned King was leading the pack all the way, and in the last 200 meters, weakened to finish on 5th. The winner here was Razor Grand, who came up with a late bid down the center and beat Palient close home. Nextly, we are looking at number 2, Bang Bang, in race number 105, where Bang Bang was last as the horses turned for home, made steady progress on the wide outside and finished on an eye-catching 5th, and the winner here was Appalachi. Nextly, we are looking at race number 107, where we had 3 runners. Number 3, Scarlet Emperor, who was 2nd as the horses turned for home, finished on 7th. In the same race, we had number 9, Dark Gold, who was 10th as the horses turned for home, finished on 11th. In the same race, we had number 10, Optimum, who was racing in 9th spot as the horses turned for home, made steady progress and finished on 5th. The winner was Midnight Magic, who came up with a late dash and got that race on the post. Nextly, we are looking at number 4, Alien, in race number 75, where Alien was 10th as the horses turned for home and was slow to begin. Then made some progress, finished on 8th, and the winner here was Coconut, who was locked in a two-way battle and got that race by a short head. Next, we are looking at number 5, Praise Her Gaze, in race number 88, where Praise Her Gaze was in 4th spot as the horses turned for home. and was thereabout, and then weakened to finish on 5th. The winner here was Bonville, who got that race by a long neck. Next we are looking at number 6 Bacardi in race number 117, where Bacardi was 9th as the horses turned for home. Bacardi raced down the center and came up towards the bunch and finished on 6th. The winner here was Mustang, who this was one of his 3 victories. Next we are looking at number 7 Logano in race number 51, where Logano was racing in 11th spot as the horses turned for home, and then made some progress, finished on 8th. The winner here was White Walker, who made every post a winning one. Next we are looking at number 8 Kaiden in race number 108, where Kaiden was in 3rd spot as the horses turned for home. Tried to make a race out of it, but weakened to finish on 4th. The winner here was Jezebel, and this was Kaiden's 3rd start in this season. Next up we are looking at number 11 Chitrakala, and Chitrakala in race number 89 was last as the horses turned for home. Didn't make much progress, finished on 9th, and Chitrakala however finished 2nd in race number 17 in earlier this season over 1200 meters. The winner here was Onderboy. Next up we are looking at number 12 Fabiola in race number 87, where Fabiola was racing in 6th spot as the horses turned for home, and Fabiola didn't make any progress, finished on 6th. The winner here was Give Me Credit, who went on a start to finish mission and held on that readily. Next we are looking at number 13 City Heights in race number 115, where City Heights was leading the way all the way till the last 200 meters. Then weakened rapidly to finish on 4th. The winner here was Artist Royale, who came up with a late dash down the center and won that race more comfortably than the margin would suggest. Lastly, we have number 14 Lineria, the only run Lineria has had in race number 98, where Lineria was travelling in 7th spot as the horses turned for home. Met with some interference and had to settle for 8th spot. The winner here was Mustang, who won that race by about 2 3/4 lengths.
We move on to the 3rd race, which is the Academy Gold Handicap for horses rated 41 to 66, 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1 will be Dancing Lord. Dancing Lord's last outing was in race number 109 this season over 1600 meters, where Dancing Lord finished on 4th. Was travelling towards the mid-pack, but eventually landed up to finish on 4th. Also in the same race we had number 4 Kantai, who finished 6th, and number 5 Millennium Glory, who finished on 5th, and number 8 Airlift, who finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Spelian, who won it impressively by 2.5 lengths. Number 2 will be Stormfront. Stormfront's last outing was this season in race number 101 over 1400 meters, where Stormfront was travelling 4th all the way, and in the final stages of the race was amongst the front runners, but faded out and remained 4th was Stormfront. Winner was Jacobin. Number 3 will be Alisa. Alisa's last outing was in race number 83 over 1600 meters, where Alisa finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Razor Grand. Came up with a strong run on the outside and went on to win that race by about 1 1/4 lengths. Number 6 will be Running Hand. Running Hand's last outing was in race number 75 over 1400 meters, where Running Hand, after much efforts and a few reminders in the final stages, managed to finish on 7th, and the winner of that race was Coconut. Came up with a good run and won it by a short head. Number 7 will be Flying Cloud. Flying Clouds had 2 starts this season, last one being in race number 42 over 1600 meters, where Flying Cloud couldn't perform much and was not impressive at all. Finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Furel, who got it on the rail side. We move on to the 4th race, which is the Aladanza Handicap, to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. Number 1 will be Migrator. Migrator's last outing was in race number 120 over 1400 meters, where Migrator did get some interference towards the start of the race, but eventually finished on 7th was Migrator after much efforts, and been ridden out by apprentice Pete Tejeshwar this time out, and the winner of race number 120 was Sweet Music. Number 2 will be Multiple. Multiples had 2 starts this season, won its first start and the second start was unlucky. Finished on 2nd was Multiple, 3 lengths behind the winner, that was Denny Crane. Number 3 will be Poet. Poet's last outing was very impressive this season in race number 111 over 1400 meters, where Poet was travelling 4th all the way, and in the final stage of the race came down to the centre of the track and came up with a very good run and went on to win that race by about half a length by beating Flag Flying. Also in the same race we had number 7, Midnight Star, who finished on 5th. Number 4 will be Ascension. Ascension's last outing was in race number 80 over 1100 meters. Has surely been knocking on the door is Ascension, Phoenix Star out of Wedded Woman. And Ascension finished on 2nd, 2 3/4 lengths behind the winner. That was Southpaw, an impressive winner that day. Number 5 will be Fortune Express. Fortune Express's last outing was in race number 93 over 1200 meters, where Fortune Express was travelling 3rd all the way, but faded away in the final stage of the race and went on to finish 7th. Also in the same race we had number 6, Kramer, who finished on 10th, and the winner of that race was Flag Flying. Number 8 will be Pugnacious. Pugnacious's last outing was in race number 60 over 1400 meters, where Pugnacious finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Splash Proof, who went on to win that race by about 5 lengths. Number 9 will be Stunner. Stunner's last outing was in race number 110 over 1400 meters, where Stunner finished on 10th towards the back end of the field. Also in the same race we had number 10, Flanker, who finished on 7th, and the winner of that race was Mocha Loca, won it impressively by a length and a quarter. Number 11 will be Malana. Malana's last outing was in race number 97 over 1100 meters, where Malana was travelling 6th all the way till it turned for home, and then travelled very wide of the track and came up with a very late dash was Malana, and finished on 2nd, just half a length behind the winner. That was Sereno. We move on to the 5th race, which is the Hyderabad Race Club Cup, to be run over a distance of 2000 meters. Number 1 will be Aggregated. Aggregated's last outing was in race number 62 over 1600 meters, where Aggregated finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Cambridge, who won it by a length and a quarter. Number 2 will be Splash Proof. I beg your pardon, number 2 will be Namid. Namid's last outing was in race number 95 over 1600 meters, where Namid finished on 8th. Also in the same race we had number 3, Splash Proof, who was towards the rail side and after much efforts finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was the Talisman. Number 4 will be Pothos. Pothas has had 3 starts this season and finished on the board all 3 starts. Last outing being in race number 102 over 1600 meters, where Pothas came up with a very late dash and from far behind and finished on 3rd. And the winner of that race was ruled down under. Number 5 will be Rufus. Rufus's last outing was quite an eye-catching one in race number 120 over 1400 meters, where Rufus was travelling 8th all the way till they turned for home. And then Rufus travelled very wide of the track and came up with a late run and finished on 2nd, just a length and a half behind the winner. That is Sweet Music. Number 6 will be No More Politics. No More Politics' last outing was in race number 85 over 2,000 meters, where No More Politics travelled very wide and came up with a late run, but couldn't match strides to the winner. That was Avarua, who won it impressively by about a length and a quarter, and No More Politics managed to finish on 3rd. We move on to the 6th race, which is the Acorn Stakes, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters for fillies 3 years old only. Number 1 will be Angel Grace. Angel Grace's last outing was impressive in race number 92 on Derby Day over 1200 meters, where Angel Grace came up with a strong run down in the centre, was leading all the way and just kicked on gamely and went on to win that race by about 3 lengths. Was Angel Grace. Also in the same race we had number 4 Fancourt, who finished an eye-catching 3rd, and number 9, that is Tia Queen, who finished on 4th. Number 2 will be Ajita. Ajita's last outing was in race number 104 over 1200 meters, where Ajita, after much efforts and some vigorous riding, managed to finish on 4th, and the winner of that race was Aftershock, who won it by a long neck. Number 7 will be Star of Hollywood. Star of Hollywood's last outing, just 1 start in race number 119 over 1100 meters, where Star of Hollywood came up with a late run and after finding some traffic issues in the final stages, managed to finish on 6th. Was Star of Hollywood. Also in the same race we had number 10 Valeria, who came up with a good run, and an eye-catching 3rd was run by Valeria. Winner was Night of Thunder. We move on to the 7th and last race, which is the Crystal Man Handicap, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be Romantic Lass. Romantic Lass's last outing was quite impressive in race number 108 this season over 1200 meters, where Romantic Lass turned into the home straight, travelling 4th and improved some places and managed to finish on 2nd, just a length and a quarter behind the winner. That was Jezebel, who sprung a surprise as well that day at a long shot at 8-1. Also in the same race we had number 9 Abarella, who finished on 6th. Number 2 will be Mustang. Mustang is the horse that has been in form, won its last 3 starts. Last start was even more impressive over 1100 meters in race number 117. Came up with a strong run on the outside and went on to win it by 2 3/4 lengths. Also in the same race we had number 6 Fireberg, who couldn't match strides to the winner and finished on 2nd. Number 3 will be Princess Elena. Princess Elena's last outing was in race number 116 over 1600 meters, where Princess Elena was travelling 7th till they turned for home and then improved places and came up with a late dash to finish on 2nd, just long neck behind the winner. That is Expensive Affair. Also in the same race we had number 11 Lotse, who managed to finish on a close 5th. Number 4 will be Zephyr. Zephyr's last outing was in race number 90 over 1400 meters, where Zephyr finished on 8th. And also in the same race we had number 12 Fight of Honor, who finished on 5th after much efforts. And the winner of that race was Respect, who came up with a late run and went on to win it by a length. Number 5 will be Demonstrate. Demonstrate's last outing was quite an eye-catching one in race number 107 over 1200 meters, where Demonstrate was 7th all the way till it turned for home and improved its positions in the final stages after some vigorous riding. Finished a close 3rd was Demonstrate, and the winner of that race was Midnight Magic. Number 7 will be Cool Conqueror. Cool Conqueror's last outing was in race number 106 over 2,000 meters, where Cool Conqueror finished on 4th. Also in the same race, we had number 10 Porus, who was the stable mate who went on to win it by about 3 parts of a length and by beating Yuvan. Number 8 will be 7 Step. 7 Step's last outing was in race number 84 or 1600 meters, where 7 Step travelled 7th all the way and then improved its position in the final stages, but eventually faded away and finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Bambini Festa. Number 13 will be The Last Judgment. The Last Judgment's last outing was in race number 88 over 1100 meters, and The Last Judgment finished on 8th after some vigorous riding. Looked a bit green that day was The Last Judgment, and the winner of that race was Bonville. Lastly, we move on to number 14, Beat the Bank. Beat the Bank's just had one start this season in race number 77, and over 1200 meters, Beat the Bank travelled 3rd all the way till the final stages of the race, and about 100 meters away from home, eventually faded away was Beat the Bank, and the winner of that race was Jezebel, and Beat the Bank finished on 9th. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time.